as you can see, this is a sigil down here that we're going to draw. Let's just end a point. So this is going to be my first triangle. This is obviously going to extend past here, and then the circle is going to be within the 3 flames, okay? And then this is going to come up like so, like so, like so. So yeah, we definitely have enough room here to do the whole thing, and within there is going to be the dollar amount. Now, initially, I said I'm going to do it on a little piece of wax, and I am, but this is magic on a budget with the candles you do have. Now, the bonus about having a candle like this is you can fill the whole thing out. But there's arguably just as much space here as there is here, especially depending on the size, font, whatever you decide to do on here. And this is why sigils also really help for manifesting, and are beneficial because you can put a lot of words into one simple little symbol. Now this right here, that's Jason Miller's symbol. Everybody who's read the book and who's used this, there's energy into this symbol. I've used it and I've had luck with it, and I'm telling you that now that's in your head, and you're going to pull all the energy that's used out of here. Same way I said that using the power that's in the word Satan, whether it's fear or it's the people that worship him, whatever the case is, when you use that word in conjunction with Saturn or anything else, and you pull that energy up as currency, financial currency, you can even turn that bitch into love, you can turn it into healing, you can turn it into anything you want. That's all up to you. But anyways, so all the power that's in this is what you're going to be using to draw that to you. Now, the reason I like putting stuff on a piece of paper first, especially whenever you're doing it the other ways, is you like to fire with that paper because you need to have something material, then you need, the flame, the air, and whatever, the wax acts as the whole, like I said, the water part of it all. But anyways, so I'm going to draw this on here just to show you how I would do it. Now, incense sticks are great for drawing on candles. The little end acts like a pencil. Now you can use a pencil. I always use pens. Also have I think lead in the ink. Depending on the pen, I could be completely wrong there. It could be a completely different substance, so I don't know. But I definitely know there's lead in a pencil, and lead is Saturn's. After all, Saturn is the ruler of this realm, so it's very beneficial to write with a pencil. Even if you're doing it on your candles, you can use the pencil, make it really, because the pencil can get smaller than the end of this, which you can't even see it like that, but that's pretty small. You can take a knife too and make that even smaller, like you're sharpening a pencil, if you're a carpenter. So I'm going to do this upside down, but anyways. Let's see if I can make it thick enough for you all to see. And the thing with one of these is, if you don't want to, because generally you let the candle burn all the way down, or you leave it lit until it's burnt all the way down until you manifest. Now, this one, because it's going down in layers, well, once the whole thing becomes a pool and is evaporated and isn't gone, well, then you can redo the sigil every time you light it up and do it, and it'd be like inputting that sigil into your head all those times. Now, does that mean, if let's say you put $300 in here, $200, $100, $1,000, whatever you put in there, does that mean you're going to get it as many times as you put in this thing? That's a potential, but in all honesty, it's more like doing an affirmation version of sigil candle magic. So you're kind of stacking your magic that way. You're making the odds of you getting that more likely to happen, but in the same sense as every day that you're focused on that is one day that hasn't happened yet either. But when you finally forget about it, when the candle's finally gone, you've done it, let's say, every day of the week with this one candle, and then, yeah, you might get it fucking 7 weeks later, or 7 times in 7 different weeks. It all depends on how and what, and that's why starting off with something simple like $50 to $100, or doing the tickets, the scratch tickets, like I said, is a good way to practice. Figure out what actually works for you. Figure out what is easy for you. Are you good at money magic? Are you better at manifesting actual items? Are you better at manifesting circumstances? Are you better at banishing rather than drawing? Are you better at, and when I say drawing, I mean drawing to you. It's another word for pulling towards you, which is what you do with the left arm. But anyways, so it's a good way to figure out what you're good at. And this is why you keep notes, because you write down on this day that you did this specific thing, and let's say 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years later, hopefully it's not years, I never had anything taken that long, but even when I went for a big thing like For a big one like the 10 grand, it took a while, but it didn't take that long. Then you keep good notes, and you'll see how many times you got that money. You know, you might not always get it all at once. Let's say you ask for $100, and then for the next 5 days you get $20 each day. Well, there's your $100. You didn't specify, right? And I don't believe in specifying, because then, you know, $20 for 5 days is just as good as $100 in 3 weeks. To me, it's actually better because you got the money sooner. And maybe it's your subconscious trying to tell you, well, if you just knew how to save, you wouldn't have to ask for this money, because if we give you $100, it's going to be gone the same day. Whereas if we give you $20 a day, well, then you can only spend a total of 20, and maybe by the last 2 days you managed to keep at least 40 out of that for something you actually needed. So, anyways, that's just my opinion. You make what of that as what you want. And to me, that's a little bit about how it works. So anyways, back to drawing this bitch. Alright, so this one's gonna go past here. There's a little circle. Alright. Here's the, not the most important part. And these are all sigils for Jupiter, created by an artist. I forget the guy's name. He says it in the book. But he had a specific artist drop a bunch of Jove, Jupiter, Jupiterian, Zeus, like sigils. So you can definitely see like Jupiter is a number 4 kind of looking sigil. I'll draw it on here in a second after I'm done doing all this. I should have music on in the background. Not the fucking Jeopardy music, but then keep in mind when you draw on these things, it's like carving a pumpkin. Negative space is what you need to take into account. So what that means is when you draw on paper with a pencil, you are adding something to the blank sheet. This is like having your sheet completely pink and you're removing it with, or adding a darker pink, however you want to say it. It's negative space. So if I was to color on here with a marker first, I would be adding a color to a color, which is no different than coloring. But this one, you're taking away stuff. I mean, it's still technically like drawing, because this is a different tone, color, whatever, of pink that you're now seeing. But nonetheless, it's still negative space. Because then when you get into more elaborate pictures, that's when you'll see what I'm talking about. It makes more sense. But when you're just drawing lines and circles, it really won't affect you all that much. So you should not be able to focus on that because I set it to a certain tone. But no, it's give or take exactly what you see there, minus, you know, the detail. Sorry. Just want to see if I can light it up for you a little bit better under that. No, that makes it worse. Yeah, it definitely makes it worse. That's easier to see. Alright. Cool. Oh, I hate when I do dead air. But anyways, okay, so now this is where you would have the choice to write 100 in Roman numerals and numbers and letters and a sigil, whatever you wanted in here. If it's 300, T, H, R, N, D, grid. That's basically all the letters you would need, and you could make a little sigil out of that, and that would represent the 300 that you'd be putting in there for simplicity, because I know it works. It's going to be very hard to see, but I added the 300 in there with the S for the money symbol in front of it. So that's, well, Canadian or American dollars. That's our symbol for that, but you definitely can't see that, but I definitely just put it in there. And then this is when you have the option to put a circle around it, even though it's technically in a circle. A triangle pointing down towards you is normally a good thing to do, even though this thing kind of already points down towards you. That's all up to you, whatever you believe. We've got Jove sigil over here, or Jupiter. Maybe you can see it, maybe you can't. I think it's very important to whoever you're offering this to. Now I know today is a Mars day, so, but if you wanted to do this sigil today, well, go on the internet, write in planetary hours, Jupiter's planetary hour, something to that effect, and you will get when Jupiter's hour is today. And it will, God, you can't see that at all. Any of those little things I just fucking made. Put one there, I put one there. Jupiter signs. But anyways, look up that sigil and you'll see it. It's very much like this little 4 at the top here that I drew. This guy right there. Kind of looks almost like a 2 and a 4 because it comes down like a 2 at first, and then the line comes down. And it's basically, flip it upside down, it's Saturn. Almost the symbol for Saturn, which is pretty fucking cool because, yeah, Saturn vanishes and Jupiter gives, right? Benevolent king. So that's what you would do with a candle pre-existing that's in here that you don't want to cut out and then draw all over it and put it back in, which you could totally do if you wanted to. Especially one of these, you can cut out a little space there with this wick, space there with this wick, space there with this wick, if they're all 3 different wicks, which I'm pretty sure they are, because when you get to the bottom, you see that little sticky part for each one. They're all individual, they're not all attached, because if they're all attached, well, when you went to pull out one, you would rip and fuck it all up. But so that's basically putting the sigil on there. And this is, if you have candles at home, and it's these kind of candles, use them. You know, you want to use your kids' fucking baptismal candles, I don't recommend it, but I mean, if that's what you got, it's all you got. You can like buy another one and say it's the same one. It'll be the same one. But yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, that's the sigil. That's how you put that on there. You know, it'd be your choice to write, I will thee, hunt free, someone would be around there. You definitely want to sign your name somewhere on here as well. And if you have a magical name as well, if you have a magical symbol or sigil for your name that means your name, I put all 3 on all of mine, just so it knows exactly who it's coming to. And yeah, that's how you would do it. Then you would light this up and you would let it go down. And like I said, you got 2 options. That, you can do it once and let it go down and then wait for it. And then, you know, it doesn't come in 3 weeks. Maybe you do another candle. And then, you know, you're still going to get it. Or every time the layer goes down, you can blow it out, fucking make the sigil, put it back in there, light it back up, keep doing that over and over and over again. And as soon as you can get this off your mind, this will come to you. Now, I always recommend stacking your magic, putting in on a recorder affirmations. I am so grateful for receiving the $3, $4, $100 that from Jupiter, you know, and then you can always go to your altar and, you know, you do your ritual and you thank Jupiter for giving you that money already. You do your lesser banishing ritual by invoking maybe water, well, not really, maybe just invoking the earth element for receiving it, you know what I mean? Anyways, that's maybe more information for another video, even though I went all over all this, but I'm trying to do smaller little 15-minute versions that are easier for people to watch and see. So yeah, the next one I'll do the really ghetto version, the really budget, on a strict budget, meaning you actually have no budget, you have no money, you're using scraps around the house that's going to be doing on a little piece of wax and lighting it up in your cauldron. And basically what the cauldron is initially for is for to burn all the remaining shit I have left over from spells and stuff like that. I light it up in the fire because nothing should be left over, because you created the sigil. The sigil represents something you don't have. So by putting it on here, you want that $300 from Jove. You're affirming that you don't have it already. You burn it, you get rid of this, and now it's basically on its way to you. When you get yourself in that receiving state, for it to come to you. Like I said, go on the grass, get struck by your own fucking manifestation of lightning, because it's got to find that path of least resistance, its fastest way to the ground, and that's through you. You want to be out there to receive that. Once you're consciously thinking about it, it can't come to you. Okay? So, yeah, that's that. The next one will be of the one where I actually light shit on fire. I'll even light this one up too. And yeah, definitely when I get the $300 that I wrote in here, I'll show you how synchronicity brought it to me, and you know, you'll see, you get to see how long, and I'm not going to hide how I knew this plays out, how this works out, and I'll show it all to you. If it takes fucking 3 months, it takes 3 months, but I'll show you that it works. It all depends on how fast you can get out of your mind. Since I don't really give a shit about this or need it, it most likely will come to be faster. But anyways, so yeah, that's it.